everyone. Welcome to Monday afternoon footy from the MCG. Delighted to be with you for Carlton versus Geelong. Matthew Lloyd. Huge challenge for the Blues. The Cats are in awesome form.
They are, Hutto, and it's great to be here to watch them because I didn't really get the privilege when I was playing with Essendon, but if you want to watch a side play at the moment, it's the Geelong Football Club.
Well, let's have a look at Carlton. Obviously, Chris Judd returned last week. They get McLean back. It's probably their best-looking team for the year so far.
Oh, what an inspiration he was last week in Adelaide. They came off a real disappointing loss to the Bombers in round 3, and he was inspirational. Jamison down back's really important, but can they kick a winning score with the smalls in Betts, Yaron and Gartlett?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? Let's have a look at the Cats line up their opposition today. As we said, an amazing third quarter last week. They kicked 11 goals, 7 against Port Adelaide. There is one late change. Joel Corey is out, but Max Rook comes in.
He does. He's added a lot of hardness to their side along with Selwood, and huge job for Tom Lonergan. He's done a fantastic job in Matty Scarlett's absence.
So any hope for the Blues? Who are you going for?
I'm going for the Cats. I expect them to win by 6 or 7 goals.
All right, let's go to the opening bats.
It's the best team in the land in Geelong, up against a Carlton that fancies itself as being a top 8 side. They've been hot and cold, the Blues, in recent weeks. Last week they were very, very good. Satanta O'Halpin at centre half forward. He's their leading goal kicker with 10. Harry Taylor, his opponent, was just outstanding for Geelong last week.
30 disposals, 15 contested. Certainly number 1 in the competition for contested marks. Underway here, Monday at the MCG. Carlton versus Geelong. Ablett tries to find his way through. His handball intercepted by Murphy. Off to Judd. Kicks deep into the pocket. Wasn't a great kick. Intercepted by Wajinski, playing in front. Kicks towards the wing. Ablett making ground. Can he get an accommodating bounce? He can in front of Joseph. Steadies. Nice little left foot kick. Didn't quite have the carry for Mooney. Chance now for Joseph. Oh, the bear hug by Mooney. Takes him over. Boundary throw in. Half forward for the Cats.
Down, throw in. Throw in over the boundary line. He was tackled.
So a willing start. Ablett involved early with a couple of possessions. Half forward for Geelong. Otten's in front. One though by Cruiser to Ablett again, getting his hands on the footy. Selwood harassed by Gibbs. Another boundary throw in at half forward.
Gee, interesting. Gary Ablett, and he's got Joseph. But the interesting one is that Selwood has gone after Chris Judd and Ling has gone after Murphy.
Cruiser wins it again. Judd couldn't quite. Ablett was held. Free kick
Hasn't got it. Ablett's free.
against Cruiser. So Gary Ablett coming up for his 3rd disposal in the opening seconds of this big game. Kicks into the attacking 50. That is absolutely superb. Podsiadly comes out, marks 40 metres from goal, but the kick from Ablett was absolutely sensational, right?
I don't know if we'll see it, Chris O, but the 3 Geelong forwards huddled together and then they broke into the space that they'd created in front of them. Podsiadly out in front. You can see there, the 3 of them all together, bit of blocking for each other. Gee, that's good teamwork, but as you called it, the kick was what topped it off.
2 goals in his opening game for the Cats against the Dockers. 5 last week against Port Adelaide. What a start this would be. The left footer from 45 just squeezed it right. So disappointing start. 1 behind to the Cats. Carlton yet to score.
Jordan Russell brings it back into play. For how long? Not long.
Well, this is interesting that Selwood's gone after Judd. We didn't think that would happen. We thought Ling would take him for sure, the 2 captains going head to head, but it hasn't worked out that way. And Ling has gone after Mark Murphy.
Armfield's going to get there first for the Blues. Just had a fraction of a time to assess the situation, which he did pretty well. Russell and Walker involved again on the way out, but I'll need a little bit better system than that.
And I reckon it's interesting because it really throws down the challenge to Selwood to... He's mainly an attacking player, but he will have to be defensive against Judd. Look, he's good enough to do both roles.
He's probably been a fraction below his best the last couple of weeks, Selwood, but he sets very high standards. Top of the goal square, and Mooney so threatening the Cats' big tall forwards at this early stage. 1 up on Jamison now as Mooney takes the mark about 25 metres out.
They are, Hutto, and that was a beautiful kick from Joel Selwood. And maybe being off the last couple of weeks, they've said to him, go to the best Carlton midfielder, and that's Chris Judd, and it's a worrying sign. 2 easy shots on goal for the Cats early in this first quarter.
The other thing, I'm not sure Judd will play tight on Selwood when he needs to.
Yeah, good point. Mooney comes in, puts it through. Cats are away. And you can never be too sure with Cameron Mooney's set shot, so that's a nice start for him.
Gee, they fed that ball backwards nicely with 2 handballs just to create a little bit of space for Selwood, who was able to put that ball to Mooney's advantage.
Often been a criticism of Chris Judd, maybe not knowing where his opponent is. He's just not working off Selwood. You see behind the contest, Judd a couple of metres off, and that's enough to set up the goal for Cameron Mooney.
Great start by the Cats. Back in the centre, Cruiser does well. Chance at ground level for Judd. Great evasive skills. Loops the handball. Wasn't a great handball though. Intercepted by Ablett. Wojcinski. Kick short to Selwood. Oh gee, had it spent. Was able to recover though. Wojcinski shares it with Podsiadly. Short kick effective. James Kelly's got it now at right half forward for the Cats. Driving kick. Johnson couldn't take it. Hands in the back.
We saw yesterday on Anzac Day, big game, Essendon and Collingwood. We see Joel Selwood here. He's hard at the ball. We saw Essendon not come to play in the first quarter. Carlton need to lift their intensity early in this first quarter.
It's Walker with the job of taking Carlton up to the wing and maybe beyond if Yaron can keep his footing here, which he did expertly against Wojcinski. Helping, got inside Taylor. It's all there for him. Betts, well-placed ball. He can watch it, but unfortunately went the wrong way.
And Houlihan screaming out at Satanta, you needed to put it to the top of the square. He's been in the system 6 or 7 years, Satanta, still got a lot to learn.
Well, interestingly, his response was, you come at me. I reckon that's what he was saying.
Yeah, so I think he just should pull his head in, Satanta, and accept something from the near 200 gamer.
Big mark, Podsiadly. Just backward of right centre wing.
Well, Podsiadly's opponent is young Simon White. Hawkins has Walker, and Mooney's on Jamison.
Going to be stretched, no doubt. The Blues in defence, knocked forward by Armfield into the path of Judd. Got support with Cruiser, also Carazzo running for him. Wasn't a great handball. He's able to recover Carazzo from the wing. Good kick. Mark taken by Betts. So they've got to move it quickly, the Blues. Betts is effective. Mark taken by Yaron. Too far out to score. Left half forward for the Blues. So he decides to kick short. Carazzo can run right on 50. Left foot kick to the goal square. O'Halpin, not quite. Well done, Lonergan, getting back, forcing it over the boundary line.
Read an article about Tom Lonergan today, realising with Tom Harley's absence and retirement, this was the spot he needs to fill, and he's been great in the first month.
So the Blues deep in attack. Well done, Ottens, work to the front. Bartel shoveled out Carazzo. Oh, here's a chance. Murphy, right foot snap. And the Blues on the board. Mark Murphy kicking Carlton's first, and good work at the stoppage there from the Blues.
Well, it was Chris O, and immediately the goal is scored. 3 Carlton players sprint to the boundary line to interchange, and just good work at ground level there by Eddie Betts. Eddie Betts just kept the ball alive, hit the ball to advantage, ended up going right into the midriff of Mark Murphy. He had the easy job to just hook it round the body. Eddie Betts was fantastic there, Lloydie. He just burrowed underneath the pack there and just scooped the ball out to the advantage of Murphy for the goal. Have a look at the difference in size there. He's jockey size, Eddie Betts. Mind you, Josh Hunt's pretty strong for a back pocket.
Yes, you wouldn't want Josh Hunt riding your horses, I don't think, Rob. High ball to centre half forward. Scotland camped underneath it. Didn't take a backward step. Judd finds a way usually. Burns.
Holding the man, Chris Judd, slung him down.
Okay, so Judd's ball. Umpire lets it go. As now the race is on the wing, and it's Murphy again. Just a little bit too much on it. Taylor, McLean, back in the side this week.
I think that's an intriguing battle, Rob. Mark Murphy and Cameron Ling. We just saw it break out wide, and Lingy was absolutely left for dead for leg speed. So I reckon he'd prefer to be in tight on Chris Judd than out in the wide open spaces on Mark Murphy.
Yeah, and Murphy's already got that 1 goal, so advantage to Murphy at this stage.
Judd's getting his hands on the ball a lot. There's McLean giving a bit of latitude by the umpire. They're having a real dip here, the Blues. Murphy, that time, was smothered. Bartel with the clearance to the wing. Mooney using his considerable strength and weight. Jamieson not going away, gets good back up from Scotland. Blues mean business, and it's going to be a ball up on the wing.
Carlton started with Bryce Gibbs playing half-back flank on the dangerous Shannon Burns.
Ablett's taken Joseph to full forward too, boys.
Okay, so a bounce on centre wing.
And that's a really good move by Geelong because Ablett will outmark him. And we might even see it here.
Chapman with the free kick. And Ablett in a good spot. Ball to the back. Steve Johnson can kick Geelong second. Thank you very much. Couple of players up in the contest to try and foil Ablett. And here's the ruck infringement. That was the left arm of Warnock over Blake's shoulder. And that was the free kick, an advantage called, and a wonderful kick from Chapman. And a couple been drawn to Ablett, allowing Steve Johnson to comfortably kick Geelong's second goal, his first.
He has a quick glance across to see Pudsey Adley, but he thought, nah, I can do that.
Brett Ratton would have known that Ablett would go to full forward at different stages of this game. He'll probably run with it with Joseph on him until Ablett outmarks the young fella a couple of times. At the moment, the Cats giving Ablett plenty of space at full forward.
Like the tap, Selwood improvised very well. But they are going backwards here, Geelong. They wouldn't want to turn it over. Selwood didn't. Mackie. Bit flat-footed was Milburn, but he adjusted nicely. And now they've got some flow. Just stubbing the kick forward was Chapman. Took a bit off. It allowed Hawkins to run onto it. Now Chapman's got the entry. Johnson has a look over his shoulder to see whether it was going to come down, but it didn't come down. Pudsey Adley stamping himself early in this game. Goes for Ablett. That'll keep him in supply for a rest of the afternoon if he just provides a bit up the field.
I tell you what, it's just a most wonderful look. It's a good mark, and Pudsey Adley is a natural forward. He reads the play really well. He reads it better than Mooney and Hawkins, but the pass, the alertness to know I'm too far out to kick a goal, I'll just spear it to Gary, who's at full forward.
9 goals, 7 for the year so far for Gary Ablett. Starts it fairly right, and it doesn't work back at all.
Just on Pudsey Adley, there's only a game difference in experience between he and Simon White, but the difference early in this match is like Pudsey's played 100 games because he's been around for a long time. He's won a Liston medal in the VFL, and he's dominated early.
So Gibbs from the back pocket, beautiful kick. And they bring it out towards half-back. This is Lucas off towards Walker, towards half-forward. Oh, good effort from Garlett. That was a wonderful mark. Chips it inside attacking 50. Here's a chance for Henderson, but Betts at the back has taken the mark. He wants to play on.
Yeah, go back and have a shot now. He's missed his opportunity. He had Carazzo in the square, but he was too close to the man on the mark to be able to get the kick over.
The positive, Rob, he didn't go off his line, so the umpire didn't call play on, and rightfully so. So Eddie Betts.
He's kicked 6 goals, 11 behinds this year, so he hasn't been accurate.
Okay, so what can he do from 45 metres directly in front? He's kicked this one, Rob. Blues have their second. Margin back to a point, and Carlton hanging in there at the moment.
And you just feel, Chriso, that they need to take their opportunities because that was a great mark there from Garlett. Small players, they're not getting many marks in the first month. They're getting a lot of goals from ground level, so they just have to take their opportunities in front of goal because Geelong, you know, they'll keep coming.
Chris Yarran on the bench in the hands of the doctors. He copped a nasty knock around the head region. The doctor doing the quick concussion test, just checking out his eyesight as well. So Yarran in a few problems down on the bench.
Yes, the vision clearly showing that the eye will be the concern. It still is by the look of that.
He'll be okay. You'd worry if it was a muscle injury.
Warnock got it down, but Bartel gives the Cats the next opportunity. Hawkins will be well aware of the run that Walker might provide the Blues. Rather than give too many up like that, that'll be a Carlton free.
That's a good point.
No, it's a Geelong free, and it goes to Mackie. Sorry, Rob, because they're lining up in the pocket. Milburn.
Completed the mark and knocked out. Completed the mark here.
Just
Sorry,
on
Rob.
Walker. Walker is playing on Hawkins, and it was Walker's run off half-back that set up that last goal to the Blues.
Yeah, I'm not sure that really was a free kick. The ball knocked out of his hand. Which generally is not paid as incorrect disposal. Anyway, here's Milburn. Cats a little astray early, and it just sneaks in by the smallest of margins. But they're all worth 6.
Darren Milburn, we're wondering where his best spot is around now, but I think going forward, he is a wingman pushing forward, and I think it's fantastic to see him kick a goal. He's on the young fella, Kane Lucas, on the wing, so it's a man starting his career and a man coming to the end, and the experience showed out there on that occasion. We've spoken of this matchup. Walker, he's giving away 7 centimetres. Look at the size difference. He'll get the run, but I think it's time. Tom Hawkins stood up, commanded his authority on this Geelong forward line, and took 5 or 6 contested marks in the 50.
Cruiser beautifully out of the centre.
Hey, Scotland.
And a free kick to Scotland, as you heard. Off quickly to Gibbs, off a step. He kicks very, very wide. Henderson, good punch from Lonigan towards the boundary line. O'Halpin and Taylor. Well done, O'Halpin. Good handball too inside to Houlihan. Now to Simpson. Wants his left side from 55. Wobbles it. Poor kick. Milburn in the way. Controlled it brilliantly. Oh, it wasn't a great kick though. Gives Lucas an opportunity. Oh, he needed a handball over the top. The kick was run down by Mackie and ricochets 40 metres over the boundary line. So a boundary throw in at half forward for the Blues.
I think the ricochet came off Mackie's head. That's shaking him up a bit. That does hurt.
Alton's just edges Cruiser out. McLean, we saw a struggle here at the MCG with ongoing back and hip problems a couple of weeks ago against the Bombers. Missed last week, back in the side. Important part, he's designed to play for the Blues to take a bit of the heat off Chris Judd. Hunt gets the clearance. Now Mooney and Jamison. David Wojcinski, the most disposals so far on the ground with 6. Ablett's got 5. Gibbs has 4 for the Blues. Interference against Alton's there, was it?
Your free kick,
No, it's a free.
Jordan Russell. Interference.
Okay, there's the explanation. Off to Selwood. Blues getting numbers back, but it's mainly one-on-one, which gives the Geelong forwards a chance. Well done that time by White. Got it away from Podsiadly. Rourke adds the extra strength in the Geelong forward 50, but this time Simpson easily takes it away. Honours the lead of Houlihan. Blues get some fluency about them. Murphy's got away out on the wing. Looks up. Sees Henderson. Sees Garlick long. And sees O'Halpin. Doesn't like any of those ideas. Goes short in the end. It was well controlled for Simpson, who was about to break, but he was sort of on his wrong side, so has to bring it laterally for Murphy, who's on the brink here. Thought about giving it to Judd. Sets it for a one-on-one. O'Halpin did everything but take the mark. Milburn and Taylor and Ablett. Selwood. And they're into gear. Podsiadly right up the ground. A bullet which really wasn't all that well executed. And easy pickings there for Walker, who sends the Blues away by the impressive young Lucas.
Lucas marks on centre wing. Inboard. Chance for Yaron. Thought about going. Decided not to.
Mark Murphy started really well with 5 disposals. They've already had to move Cameron Ling off him, and he's gone to Carazzo.
McLean all by himself in the centre of the MCG. Drives it deep. Houlihan and Enright. Houlihan got to pay the mark. I reckon that Enright had first touch on it.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Chris. We'll have a look at the replay. He had one hand up, Houlihan, and he was able to keep his balance. Let's have a look.
There's the push.
It's a mark.
It's a mark, all right. And you've got to punch in those situations, Rob. And Corey Enright will be just cursing himself because that's the right thing to do.
And that just shows the confidence and the arrogance at times that the Geelong defenders can play with. You'd spoil every day of the week there, and he's gone for the mark.
So Ryan Houlihan, an opportunity to draw the Blues to within a point. Should kick it 25 metres. No problems. Cats lead by just a point. So 3-2 plays 3-1, and they worked it out pretty well, given that Geelong had numbers back.
They did, and we see Harry Taylor also coming off the ground. That's a great start for Satanto Help, and he's been quite dangerous up there, considering Harry Taylor has had a fantastic start to the season. Really good start for the Blues also.
These two teams are the best in the competition at clearances this year. Currently, Carlton leads 9-5.
Cruiser the tap to Judd, but Cats continue to put the squeeze on in the middle of the ground. But the Blues go again. Armfield received from Scotland. Now Judd's got into the loose and drives with purpose. Thought Yaron might have been able to get a glove to that one, but just got away from him.
It's interesting, you can prepare all week for matchups, and Joseph's already off Judd, and Ling's already been moved off Murphy. They've started pretty well.
Now, Houlihan, Ablett, going nowhere. So the Blues have settled pretty well here.
Yeah, look, both teams, I think their kicking skills have been really good. We're almost 20 minutes into this first quarter, and great day for footy, and both teams playing good footy.
There's a vacant goal square if Carlton happen to get a quick snap. Judd gives Carazzo the chance. Goes to the top of the goal square now. Lonergan, I hope they've got a bit of an arm around there. Lonergan gets away with it. Garlett for Scotland, who wouldn't be rushed. And his left foot kick, Ablett, Joseph. Strength to move Ablett. Hard to move his old man, and pretty hard to move the son as well, as the Cats bring it away through Ottens.
Halfback, Brad Ottens. Off to Steve Johnson, halfback. Kicks into the midfield, beautiful kick, had great weight on the kick to Kelly. Now the run provided by Mackie, could have gone wider to Lonergan, instead kicks to Chapman, who's off and running. Gibbs overcommitted, he opens up now. Chapman from outside 50, Mooney in a great spot. Oh, great work from Jamison. I thought Mooney had him done cold there, but he worked back with great strength, so well played Michael Jamison. Brings it out quickly to Walker, Carazzo, Armfield providing some run. They've worked it to half-back, and the kick towards the wing. Good hands by Simpson in front of Kelly. And the Blues going okay at the moment. Armfield wasn't a great handball. Armfield had to wait for it, but he gets it back to Simpson. Good handball towards Joseph. He's amongst a nest of Cats. Oh, he held it a long time. He got away with it. Coming up to meet it with Wojcinski. Ablett wide. He's looking for Kelly. Over his head. Good tackle on Kelly by Warnock. And Milburn's got it. He was out of bounds. The ball wasn't. Back to Ablett. This is great pressure football by the Blues at the moment. Joseph off to Cruiser. He's brought down by Lonergan. Big pack. Is it coming out? Umpire letting it go. Ablett's got it.
I tell you what, the last 30 seconds was as good as footy can get in close, with the tackling, the intensity, the hardness of the players.
And Ablett had about 4 touches in amongst it. Kicks towards centre half forward. Geelong not having it all their own way. Walker commanding the airwaves there. And they're getting some good run off halfback all of a sudden, the Blues. Scotland, again, refusing to be rushed by the Cats. To Simpson and to Gibbs. And they're moving nicely. Cruiser's got to get there. Oh, Wojcinski beat him to it.
What a
Swirls the crowd. Wojcinski quickly to his feet. Off to Hogan. Towards half forward, Steve Johnson has a little look behind him to see where the footy might hit the ground. Out comes Burns. Armfield had him under command though, and he runs away with purpose. Oh, terrible handball, and just got out of jail. But the Blues still might be in strife. Chapman given a bit of latitude by the umpire. Judd comes back for a second helping. Ducked his head, but fair enough, wins the free. Blues fans think it was overdue.
His recovery was fantastic, Judd. Got hammered into the turf, straight away got up.
He never loses his feet, Rob, in the contest. Lucas now short is effective. Houlihan. Back to Lucas, who kept running. Now Cruiser brings him into it. Loops it over the top. Joseph, confronted by Ablett, needs to be precise here, and wasn't. Kicked it straight down Wojcinski's throat. Between half-back and full-back, wide now to Milburn.
Gary Ablett, 9 disposals. Chris Judd, 8. Has there been 2 better midfield, Wolsey? out on the ground at the one time.
It's just a pleasure to watch them play, isn't it? If both of them have blinders, which team benefits more? I suggest it might be the Cats, because Gary Ablett's probably got classier teammates to put the ball to advantage to.
Let's have a look at this mark by David Wojcinski. Now that is a specky. So a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Blues.
What was the better feeling, Lloydie? Taking the specky or kicking a great goal?
The specky, Rob.
You like the specky?
The specky, yeah.
Do you want to think about that?
And I reckon Judd's got a fire, Wolsey, for the Blues to win, whereas Ablett, it wouldn't matter.
Scotland deep towards Cruiser. He's got it. Pay the mark umpire, and he does. Big Matthew Cruiser has marked 25 metres from goal to give Carlton perhaps the lead for the first time this afternoon.
Let's see, is there a spoil attempt at the back there by Hunt? It looked like there was, but not good enough.
What's been great for the Blues, they've only kicked goals from 35% marking. They're getting them from ground level early in the season. It's great to see them take some marks.
Here he is, Matthew Cruiser. Should kick it and does. The Blues in front. So Carlton have certainly played some wonderful football. They've moved the ball very well with their midfielders who have done well. And look at this strong mark by Matthew Cruiser.
Really, it's been an even game right across the board, whether you're looking at the tackle, the contested balls, the balls flying from end to end. So it's been a great game to watch so far.
Hope you're sitting back and enjoying Monday afternoon footy. Chris Judd, 8 disposals so far. Gary Ablett, 9.
Carlton's kicking efficiency, 74%, which is really high.
And they lead by 4. Bartel. Sandwich between Warnock and McLean.
And Ling trying to bowl Murphy over at every opportunity. He's so much bigger than him, and he's just trying to use that size to advantage.
Well, Hunt missed it. Judd usually doesn't, and this is no exception. And they're gone again. Scotland, there's a vacant square to be tempting. Henderson's got his timing pretty right, and he almost hangs on.
So the Cats bring it out. Enright, Bartel now, Milburn at half-back. Kick. He kicked it straight to Garlett, who just came off the bench. So now a chance for Lucas. Well done, Garlett. Got a loose player ahead of the play, and that's Cade Simpson. Back to the run of Walker. Now Garlett. This is exciting stuff for the Blues. Kick across the ground. Missed the target. It was intended for our Halpin. What can he muster here? Big Satanda. Gets boot to ball. A chance for Garlett. Couldn't quite handle the loose footy. He gets a second chance. Off wide though, Halpin. Selwood in there for the Cats. Oh, geez, teammate Enright jumped on top of him. And the umpire just scouting the perimeter. Umpire McBurney, eventually he calls for it. And a bounce 20 metres from Carlton's goal.
Selwood 6 disposals, Judd 9.
Why Ablett and Judd are so hard to stop is they hunt their own ball. They don't wait for any other teammate to get it out to them. So it's so hard for a tagger.
Warnock pushed out by Blake. It's with Ablett going nowhere. Another bounce.
We've seen them get head-high tackles, both of them in the last 5 minutes. It's because they just get in and under, and it's great to see that they've got so much skill, these two, that they just keep hunting their own footy.
Big pack of players around the football here. Blake wins it down towards Selwood. McLean in there. Chance for Taylor. Tried to slip it to Ling, who's got it now. Good kick around the body under pressure. Only as far as Simpson, though, from 50. He sends it back from where it came. Big leap. Henderson, he couldn't hold on to that one either. Through for another behind.
What do you think of Lockie Henderson, Lloydie? You've seen him play a few times this year, part of the Favola swap.
Not too much just yet, Wolsey. It's great to see him fly for his mark there, but he's yet to have a disposal in the game, and big shoes to fill in for Favola, so he's definitely a long-term project.
Finished last week well when he went back into the defence. So maybe he can get some confidence from that. Meantime, Cats bring it away. Chapman initially, now Lonigan. No movement in front, so he uses the run from behind. Chapman, the get-out clause was always going to be the handball. Gee, nice effort just to get through there, Hogan, and get the ball moving for the Cats. But Armfield and the Blues contrive to take it back. Well, it's a terrible give-up. And when you're turned over by hand like that, It generally costs you a score, maybe even a goal. Max Rook kicked a famous goal at the end of last year's grand final. But this time, there'll be no extra shouts in the pub.
There's the bad handball by Armfield, and he's very fortunate it didn't cost the Blues a goal.
He has missed 2 handballs, Armfield, but Shannon Burns has just had the 1 kick for the day, and Armfield's had 6 disposals, so he's doing a good job.
Selwood's come off, so Judd is now being picked up by Kelly, and you can see Kelly trail Judd into that mark.
55 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Blues just stumble a little in the last line. Gibbs will try and work his way out. Uses Judd. He's a busy man. Over the head of Yarran. Falls all right. Well, it did initially for the Blues, but unfortunately, young White found the going a bit tough, but he certainly has a crack, White. Did so last week and does it again there. Forces the ball up.
Carlton have actually had 15 to 10 inside 50, so they're winning enough of the ball and deserve their lead.
Third man up, Bartel. Oh, just hacked out of mid-air by Chapman towards Johnson. Well done, Russell. Kept his feet. Now with an opportunity, although just looked up at the wrong time. In support, Carazzo. Need to hold in here, Blues, just for the last few seconds. Good kick across the defensive goal face, and the mark's taken by Jamieson. His short kick is effective, and it's marked by Warnock. So they've done well in this last minute or so, just to hold on the Blues. And that's it, quarter time, a very entertaining opening stanza, and it sees Carlton lead by 5 points.
Second quarter from the MCG. Monday footy. Nice start from Cruiser to the second term. Murphy, a delicate little touch. Didn't last long because Selwood was able to mine in and get it for the Cats. Kelly helps their cause. Now Chapman, who never rushes getting rid of it, is given a fair bit of room to move by the umpire. No room there for Mackie. Well done, Henderson. Forced the turnover. Carazzo's kick didn't do much to advance the Blues' cause, though. And there's time for Wojcinski to get things organised. But all bases were covered. So Bartel has to just kick with hope. The only man going for the footy down there was Jordan Russell. And he started in pretty good fashion, even though Steve Johnson did get away and kick a goal in the opening term.
Off to Judd, back to Russell. Kick had too much on it for Garlett. Allows Enright in. Feeds off to Mooney. Now Chapman with an opportunity to find a target inside attacking 50. That's exactly what he does with a clever kick to Podsiadly.
2 of Carlton's smaller forwards, Garlett and Yarran, have both gone underneath the ball in marking contests, and that is a worry. They've got to stand their ground and cop the whacks when it's their turn.
So here he is, Podsiadly, 7 goals in the last 2 weeks, including 5 last week against Port Adelaide. Yet to kick a goal today. Here's an opportunity from right on 50. And he just misses to the left, so a couple of behinds to Podsiadly. Margin 4 points in favour of the Blues.
So ball at full back, shortest possible kick in from Russell to Scotland. Judd just sneaks around behind. And he's handballing into a dangerous area, but the Blues probably know they need to do this to cut through the Cats. Comes unstuck in a pretty major way. Chapman, they needed the bounce, Geelong, it didn't come. Steve Johnson still squirting around. Hawkins, terrific vision to find Selwood, who adjusted very, very nicely and puts Geelong back in front.
Carlton can't afford to that kick in. You just saw they got stagnant. There wasn't enough run given to the player kicking in, and you can't afford to do that against Geelong because they just close you down and they create enough pressure, which got Selwood a goal here. So they've got to keep taking the game on, the Blues.
Good work from Tom Hawkins there.
Rob, you were spot on. Garlett running under the ball there, and this one here with Garlett again. You've just got to take the hit back into a pack and set up a shot for Podsiadly. He's got to be stronger than that.
Ottens wins it down. Chance for Judd and Selwood. Oh, Ablett somehow ended up with the football. Couldn't get a disposal away though. Enright could. It was a scraggy old kick towards half forward. Kelly did well. Knocked down though by Scotland. Spills to Bartel. Kicks to a vacant goal square, but he's just offline. So the Cats pressing very hard at the moment.
They might have heard a few choice words from their coach at quarter time. Carazzo for Gibbs. Betts ahead and Garlett both darting here and there, but nothing really doing for Gibbs.
And the two captains opposed to each other now. Cameron Ling gone on to Juddy.
Walker's the man kicking it up to the 50. It falls all right for Houlihan, who's been pretty good in the opening quarter. Can they get into the clear finally? Back to Betts. And he has another go at it. Misses Judd. Houlihan backs up and winds his way through. Now we know Cruiser can kick a mean footy. He gets the opportunity. He just can't get it on line. And it's back to a 1-point ball game now. 2-point ball game, in fact. 4-6 to 4-4.
Mackie from fullback drives it deep. Selwood the target. Well done, Cruiser. Got a fist in there. Now, interesting battle with Jinsky and Murphy. Oh, Murphy must get a free kick. Slung by Wojcinski.
50 metres.
So, a gift goal to Mark Murphy.
That's a criminal place to give 50 away, isn't it, when they're right on the boundary line?
So Mark Murphy will...
Why was it given, boys? Anyone know?
I reckon Joel Selwood, of all people, has given a mouthful to the umpire there.
So Murphy kicks the goal. And the Blues back in front. They lead by 4 points. And there's Joel Selwood.
Have a look at it so we can work it out.
But, yeah, right on the boundary line, 50 metres from goal. There's... No, I reckon it was Selwood running between...
across the mark.
Yeah, he ran through the mark.
Good pick up, Chriso.
Thanks, Rob. So 50 metres against Joel Selwood and a goal to the Blues. As I said, puts them back in front. They lead by 4 points.
And Selwood now playing on the wing. He got the first goal of this second quarter, but he's out on the wing opposed to Gage Simpson.
What created this goal, Wolsey, is watch Tommy Hawkins. Hasn't worked hard enough there at the bottom of the screen. Let Andrew Walker run off him. I reckon he's too concerned about Walker's run. He's got to get aggressive in the one-on-one contest deep in the goal square.
Cats carefully get it out of the middle. Ablett to Selwood. Pearson kick for Podsy Adley. Chapman was sweating if it had got past Gibbs. It didn't. And the Blues full of confidence at the moment. Clearing kick is all right from White because it doesn't go out on the full. Just eludes Houlihan. We'll have a throw in.
It's a really good pick-up, Lloydie, about Walker running off Hawkins. You know, you commented on that in the first quarter, and Walker helped set up a Carlton goal. He certainly helped set up another one in this second term.
Walker's had 9 disposals. Hawkins had 5. They're all been handballs, but was instrumental in a couple of scoring opportunities, including the goal in this quarter. Here's Ablett having to go back to find some respite. This is terrific by the Blues. They're circling. And Bartel did really well just to find a little bit of an opening. Ablett out onto the wing for Blake. Told just to wait by the man passing by, and Kelly he ignores that largely and moves it on. And Chapman finds that task just a fraction difficult.
And he apologises, Blake, for the wobbly kick.
It was a floater, Rob.
It was a pie floater. It was a shocker.
Now,
Push off the ball, Gary Ablett. Free kick.
Against Aaron Joseph, way off the ball.
Against Aaron Joseph.
there you go. So Ablett's coming in for disposal number 14.
Play on.
Round the back to Chapman, who off a step kicks to half forward. Here comes Johnson. Well done, Russell. He's doing a pretty good job on Steve Johnson. And here's the free kick that was given away by Joseph. There we go.
Nowhere near the footy, Christo.
Yeah.
Got to be within 5 metres.
Fair enough.
And he does it 5 metres from an umpire. The boy's got to get smarter.
Blake straight down to Judd, though, off to Gibbs.
Holding on. Free kick and 50. Chris Judd.
Now, this is the new rule that's brought in, Rob, where if you give the handball, you can't be impeded. And Cameron Ling impeded Chris Judd. And as a consequence, not only does he get the free kick, but he gets a 50-metre penalty.
We saw it yesterday. It's almost like there's been a little reminder. Not that they do that, of course.
He's too far out to score, so he decides to handball to Gibbs. Wasn't a great handball, so Gibbs now. Not too many options. Back to Judd. What can he manufacture? Kick across the ground. Out comes Betts. Couldn't quite get there. Chance for Burns, back to Betts though. The pressure is immense from the Blues. McLean, here's Simpson. He can kick a goal from 40. He doesn't. Wasted opportunity for the Carlton side there. And now he'll give the handball.
It's a great decision, Chriso, because McBurney could have been watching Bryce Gibbs, and he's had his eyes on the contest off the ball where Lingy was holding.
And what we saw, didn't look to be a
It was
lot
further on. It was about 5 metres further on.
Hogan back along the line. Cats under this pump here. They're being squeezed by the Blues. The pressure is intense from Carlton. They haven't quite got the full reward for it yet, the Blues, but you reckon it'll come if they can keep winding the Cats up. And the Carlton fans certainly appreciating it, urging their team on. They lead by 5. Early stages of the second quarter. Plenty around the ball. Blake back for Ablett. Joseph not far away. Did a nice job to keep it alive. McLean, Houlihan, top of the square. O'Helpin and Henderson. Almost. Yaron's there. So is Scotland. Oh, is that high?
Yeah.
Can't dive into his head.
Just too crude, Rob.
Yeah, too crude. It was a crude tackle
To pick up the footy, you can't jump onto his
by Lonergan, and you've got to be better with your technique than that, particularly in that part of the ground. Henderson almost took the mark. Thing is, he took it to ground and had some control over it. And we'll see the, it's just crude to come over the top like that.
That's what pressure does. They're putting him under a lot of pressure, and it's great to see.
45 metres out. Big opportunity for the Blues, and Heath Scotland. He's one who's led the way today. They lead by 11.
And that's been the difference, the pressure they've been able to apply in their forward 50 with the smaller players. And Carlton really putting the Geelong defence under a lot of pressure, keeping the ball in and creating opportunities. Well played, the Blues.
Walsey, you asked my thoughts on Lockie Henderson, and he's actually getting to plenty of contests. He's just got to take these ones where he's got a chance at it. He could have had 3 shots on goal, yet he hasn't really had any influence on the game. So it's a start getting the contest. He's just got to make the most of them.
Chapman out of the centre. Inside attacking 50. Oh, well done, White, although he missed the ball completely. Podsy Adley over to Mooney. Tucked in the pocket, Steve Johnson. Handball over the head, not effective. Armfield, Jamison. Oh, little fumble from Russell. Lets Mooney in. The kick off the ground is marked by Butter.
Well, he kept it alive, Cam Mooney. He kept it alive, and that's what you do in the forward line. If it's line ball, 50-50, just lash out, knock it on, kick it off the ground, and fortune favours the brave. And Bartel in front, and you know, it's not a fluke. They know they will try to keep the ball moving at all costs, and that's why you need to be in front.
Costly little fumble there from Jordan Russell has set this opportunity up for Jimmy Bartel. 20 metres from goal, 45-degree angle, and he misses badly. Can't believe it.
Podsy Adley, I haven't seen him kick on his right foot, Lloydie. Is he like most left-footers? Struggles to go on the right?
He didn't have the gift that I had, Walsey, on the right. He,
What year was that you kicked that right foot?
The odd dribble, that was all I could produce. Had on the right.
Scotland to the wing, commanding effort in the air by Lonergan. Very generous decision by the umpire to pay the mark. Played it for the acrobatic effort, I think, more than anything. Kelly, a wobbly one into the 50. Mishandled there by Podsy Adley. Not so by Gary Ablett, but Jordan Russell was right up to it. Constrained him beautifully. And again, full credit to Carlton. Can they clear here? They might, because they've got the pace. And Simpson, he's got run on his legs. He's got Carazzo up to the 50 to Yaron. 2 Geelong players to deal with. Ball goes out, but it's in the 50. And here's the Joseph tackle on Ablett. Not too many can do this. So it's Russell, of course.
So a boundary throw in.
Carlton's speed has been really good. Their tackling's been good. Their kicking's been good. Going to have a great contest. Already had a great contest.
Ottens to Chapman, who kicks it back towards the wing, but good shepherding by Walker allows Simpson to run onto the ball, and McLean has got it just forward of the wing, chips it wide. Opportunity for Carazzo, too far out to score. Can he find a target? Big Satanta! Oh, handball off, and a certain goal to the Blues. Well done, Eddie Betts.
Geez, I'm glad he handballed it.
So the margin, the biggest of the match, out to 16 points in favour of the Blues.
The run and carry has been a real highlight for Carlton. Watched them in round 1 against the Tigers, and it was first class then, but they've stepped up a class here against the best in the business in the Cats, and they've continued it on. They've really matched hardness with a great run through the midfield.
2 goals straight to Eddie Betts.
Well done, Satanta O'Halpin. Got himself in front there. And I like this, that he gave it off to Eddie Betts. He's not the best shot for goal. Quick thinking. Brought his little teammate into the game. And there's a couple of Geelong players who've got real problems at the moment. I want to talk about Enright in a minute.
Well, 16 points is the margin. They don't look likely at the moment. Lucas and Gibbs waxing as they bring it forward again. And that could be 50. It is.
And that's Enright's opponent at the moment.
Well, I'll tell you what, the umpires have slackened off on that, Rob, because at the start of the year, that would have been 50.
Short kick, but very, very sweet. And Yaron comes out to take the mark, and he'll line up.
Corey Enright, who has been on bets the last couple of minutes. Corey Enright's been a wonderful player for Geelong, All-Australian. Averaged 30 disposals a game this year. He's touched the ball 3 times in this contest so far. A lot of credit must be given to Houlihan, who's played on him for most of the game. And Houlihan's kicked a goal himself and just taken Enright's influence out of the game.
So Yaron puts through another one. And suddenly the Blues out to an almost 4-goal lead.
Great work again. The lead up small forward having an impact for the Blues. And Chris Yaron, lots and lots of potential. Lovely finish there. And the Blues out by 22. So the Blues with the last 4 goals in the game. And out to a 22-point advantage.
Gary Ablett's been moved to full forward. He's in the goal square. Joseph with him.
Cruiser beaten by Ottens this time. Coming in, Murphy did well. Handballed Carazzo. Quick hands to Houlihan. Now McLean. Another centre clearance for the Blues. Kick towards half forward. Betts and Hunt. Betts was taken without it. No free kick. Chance for Hunt. Good support by Milburn. The run provided by Enright. There's his 4th disposal, Rob, as he kicks low towards Mooney. Well done. Kept his feet, did Jamison. Off to Yaron. Now a chance for Carazzo. Corralled by Selwood. Not a great handball to McLean. Needs a bit of luck here. Podsiadly did well. Handball it out. Carazzo was taken by Selwood. Judd coming in hard. Podsiadly again involved, and well done Gibbs taking Johnson over. Boundary throwing between wing and half forward for the Cats.
A trade of Geelong's, Rob, which I've never seen before in another side, is you think they're gone, but they have got gears. And against Essendon in round 1 and against the Hawks, I thought they were gone, and they fight back, and I'm waiting to see it here today.
It's getting serious, though, for the Cats here. The margin is 22. Bartel, Hawkins calling for it long and high. Persisting with 3 big talls up forward, plus the little man Ablett, who almost takes it. Gibbs just got away in time. White, handball, hoping Carazzo could do something with it. Didn't do it badly. White has another dip. And Johnson's been able to attract a high tackle there, so he gets his opportunity.
The worry for Stevie Johnson is this is too pedestrian, this shot. What will he do?
He didn't think he could go the distance, or maybe he thought he could find a man 30 metres out from goal directly in front.
He did what he wanted to do. He set a teammate up. Hard, low, spearing drop punt to advantage.
Simon Hogan to have the shot for goal.
You're right, Matty, because These Cats, they can kick 4 goals in 6 minutes, and all of a sudden they're well and truly back in the contest. We've seen them do it so many times.
His 11th match in AFL footy, his first for 2010, and he greets it with a goal.
Takes a huge mental toll also on you as a side when you know you're coming up against Geelong, that you have to maintain that mental and physical pressure from the first minute to the last. And if you don't, as we just said before, they'll keep coming at you and they'll soon be in front.
That's the free kick against Jamison, which set up the goal for the Cats.
Aaron, no more. That's it. That is it. No more.
Chris Judd, 16 disposals, the most of any player on the ground. His opponent at the moment, Cameron Ling, just the 3.
Perfect bounce by umpire McBurney. One down by Ottens to Ling. Orgy immediately tackled by Warnock. Well played. Murphy's got it. Handball back to Judd. Boys in a nest of Cats. Well done, Selwood. Bartel, little knock on. Johnson, quick little give, a dubious one. Chapman, he shanked it off the side of the boot. Johnson goes in for another effort. Warnock doing well. Ablett, good tackle on him by Joseph and Warnock, and will bounce. We'll get a bounce half forward for the Cats.
Two players very underrated in terms of getting their side back on track when they need to is Joel Selwood and Jimmy Bartel, and they're around the stoppages at the moment. I reckon Bomber Thompson gets those two in whenever he can when the side's in trouble.
Bartel favoured by the bounce, but knocks it straight to Scotland. Gibbs combines with Murphy.
Judd, free kick. Hold on, Judd. He's just showing his hand back because you're holding his
There's no doubt the umpires, especially umpire McBurney, have been told by the Geesh, look out for players hanging on to Judd and Ablett. I've got no doubt the emphasis has been put onto the umpires to watch out for any obstruction on the two champions.
Now, Joseph was coming off the ground and he turned around and Bet said, stop there, I'll kick it to you, which is exactly what he did. So, Joseph kicks it short to Garlett. Now, Betts is free at half forward, although Hunt now getting back to cover him.
It's against Gary Ablett for being close to Garlett. Protected area, said McBurney. I tell you what, he's been a busy umpire, this little bloke.
Now, I'll tell you what, that's a fair 52 because that was on centre wing. That's got to be at least 65 metres.
It's interesting because Ablett was waiting for the player to come off the bench, who was going to be his opponent.
So there you heard it. Jeff Garlett, an opportunity after Ablett was 3 metres from the player. Garlett comes in and misses a golden opportunity there for the Blues. And if Carlton are going to win, they've got to make and take those opportunities.
They do, Chris O, but look at Gary.
Here it is, Matty. Now, there's Gary Ablett waiting. He hasn't moved, but he hasn't moved away. And that's what umpire McBurney has pinged him for.
He's had a lot of influence on this game, umpire McBurney.
Yeah, so is this man. Ablett, just his 6th disposal this quarter, so not as many as the last, but that's 15, 18 for Judd, 14 for Carazzo for the Blues. Cats going very wide here, needed to be precise. Lonigan happy to oblige. The next one is Mackie. And then where to? Carlton with some extra numbers along the wing, so it won't be easy to design a path here. Goes over Burns' head, went long to the one-on-one. Too difficult to handle for Hawkins. Gee, Scotland's been outstanding today. Houlihan, and they're forcing it forward. Yarran, smooth as always. Betts, almost again. Cruiser shows his versatility. Ablett just got it going straight away. Wojcinski gets some help from Kelly. And look at him go in full flight. David Wojcinski shows a little bit to Warnock. Shows scant regard for the big ruckman and keeps on powering onto half forward. Rook's not having a great return though, and Walker gets the cheers, and 50 again. And Stevie McBurney's on fire.
Steve McBurney, I tell you what, the Geelong fans, they're not happy with the little man in yellow. I tell you, I admire Warnock for running every step of the way with Wojcinski, and in the end was able to effect the kick.
Play on this time. Ling to Blake to Ablett. Kick half run down. Mooney's going to react quickly here. Kept it alive. Ling just hesitated for a moment. Wasn't sure whether to get the ball or apply the tackle. He applied the tackle. And Bernie lets it go. And the Blues come away through Carazzo.
Carazzo high towards half forward. Enright, little push out on Yarran. And he's paid the mark at half-back, so he goes right back towards his defensive goal square to Milburn, who switches the play to the opposite pocket. Mackie. They are finding it difficult to get out of their back half, though, the Cats. Short to Selwood, not a great kick. Oh, missed tackle by Simpson, had him on toast. Now a chance for Mackie. Kick to half-back. Kelly, strong hands. Back to Mackie. This is the run we've become accustomed to with the Cats. Now off to Wojcinski. You can measure the kick he does beautifully to Hawkins. Off to Mooney. Oh, not a great kick, but they've got the dangerous Chapman in front. Well done by Lucas, just ripped him off the footy. Well tackled by Rook, but he got the handball off. Well played, young man. Off towards Walker. Sweeping handball to accommodate Gibbs. Gibbs' short kick is perfect, and Yaron's got it on centre wing. Henderson short, good running ahead of the play by O'Halpin. He can handball to Henderson if he likes, but doesn't see him. Back to Houlihan, off a step, ball to the back, big leap up there. Yes, it's paid. Garland, he'll kick this, he'll swing it back. No, he won't. Simpson. Gee, I got excited there momentarily. Didn't have the carry on the kick. It's exciting. They are playing an exciting brand of football, Rob.
They are, yeah, they're playing it on really quickly. Look, Yaron, Betts and Garlett, they've got deficiency, but they're all young. Like, Betts has played 100 games now, and he's a really good player. But the other two, Garlett and Yaron in particular, could be very, very special.
Bartel was bereft of options there. He's gone for Hogan in the end. Did well on a one-on-one battle, but the boundary line was there.
Oh, they've forced Geelong to go wide, haven't they? The Cats haven't been able to own the corridor.
Just watch the Geelong defenders, though. They are trailing in their small Carlton forwards time and time again. Have been lucky that Garlett and Betts aren't strong overhead.
Houlihan with the up and under. Betts is sweating. It doesn't get there. Oh, that was a mark short to Simpson. Betts gets it to Judd. He conquers one. He conquers two. And just about finishes it off.
Geez, exciting, isn't he? There's the Simpson attempt, but he was a bit stiff there. Now the kick comes in. Taylor the target. Halpin's got to try and prevent Milburn from knocking on. He can't. Now Kelly gets rid of Murphy. Now Taylor can deliver towards half forward. And good mark taken, though. He dropped it in the end, Podsy Adley. On the up, numbers with the Blues here. Johnson couldn't control it. Russell, Murphy. Off to Jamison. Oh, gee, got himself into an awful mess there. Gets out of it, luckily, towards Henderson. Haven't seen too much of it. Looping handball over the top's okay. Yaron, little left foot kick is a beauty into Houlihan. And he can settle. He's got Garlett all by himself in the goal square, but he turns his back on the play. Needs to kick the goal. Garlett's still in the goal square by himself.
Well done to the Blues. They ran that ball. Jamison, he almost got into strife, but he did try to create things. Stevie Johnson, Stevie gave up on the chase. He's blown up.
And the man on him, Rob, I think has been fantastic. Jordan Russell, he's doing a great job, not only stopping Steve Johnson, but giving him a bit of run off half-back also.
So Ryan Houlihan, a goal in the first quarter. This would increase the lead to 25 points. Beautiful kick. Carlton in control of the MCG.
Well, he's played a very good first half of football, Ryan Houlihan. He's controlled his opponent, Enright, for the bulk of this first half. He's kicked a couple of goals. And we can just see Jamison battling his way through the numbers there, but he persisted where a couple of Cats dropped off. Mackie's effort was pretty ordinary there too. And it'll give the Blues a lot of confidence. They're going to go in at half-time with a very handy lead.
You win games in today's football in the midfield, and it's been 28 inside 50s to the Blues and only 17 to the Cats.
Yet the clearance count is 19 to 15, so they've been able to win the ball back, the Blues, and they're getting out of the middle again, and it's getting very dangerous for Geelong. Helping Mackie. The Blues just love the contest today.
And the other great sign for the Blues is that they're winning more of the ball, but they've also had more tackles. 3 more tackles than the Cats, so they're dominating in all the key areas of the game.
Selwood's had to go down to pick up Eddie Betts. They're a little bit loose in their back line, the Cats, at the moment.
Here's Milburn.
Help me out.
Ends up being a torpedo.
No, there's nothing there.
Henderson drops that mark as well. Walker just over Gibbs' head, opens the door for Ablett. He's off and going, tries to take it upon himself to lift the side. Floating handball wasn't perfect. Hovigan squeezes it out.
150.
Mackey might.
150.
Well, he's half a chance from here.
Turnover by Walker, costly. Last thing Brett Ratton would want is for the Cats to goal in the last minute.
Just put under a bit of pressure because Henderson dropped the mark, the simple chess mark.
So with a big run up, Andrew Mackey sends it well on its way. It just didn't quite have the legs. And Jordan Russell, the last gasp there, gets it out. And Carlton might still be able to turn this into something noteworthy. I think they'll be happy enough. They'll settle for a boundary throw-in at this stage. Late in the first half, they lead by 25 points.
38 seconds for either team to conjure up a goal here. Well done by Cruiser, knocked it forward. Houlihan, Russell, good handball on the path of Carazzo. An opportunity for the Blues, still plenty of time. Kick towards half forward. Oh, well done, Garlett controls it superbly. Can he slip the tackle? He can. Jeffrey Garlett, kick a goal, son, and he does. Carlton playing all over Geelong, the reigning premier at the moment. The lead out to 31 points. And the three players in shot there, Yaron, Betts and Garlett, all having an impact.
Too slippery they are, too quick. And some of these Geelong defenders, they play off their opponents because they've been so good over the years. They give them a bit too much latitude. And these slippery Blues, they are super quick. And the ball put to their advantage, and we've seen the results. Well done to Carlton, having a forward line structure. Are helping, and the little fellas around them. It's been too good for the Cats. 10 goals. It's been a 6-goal quarter to 2 in this second term. And I tell you what, the Blues, they've just got to make sure they settle themselves down at halftime and come out playing attacking football in the third quarter.
It's their time for one more blow. McLean, it doesn't seem it will be now. Rook, Milburn, Bartel, Ablett. Siren constrains him as he was about to have his 19th disposal.
Okay, third quarter underway. Blues by 31 points. Warnock a big leap, but went too early. Ling, Ablett off a step high, inside attacking 50. Podsy Adley couldn't quite hold on. Front and centre was Gibbs. Around the body wide. Good kick into the path of McLean. He leaps after it. He has to kick quickly as the tackle came from Bartel. The kick effective though, and Betts has marked. 48 from goal. Now this is the tricky bit. What will he do? He goes towards the goal square. Yaron, oh, well done, Budzinski. Got a fist in there. And perhaps would have been better advised down there to try and shepherd it through. It didn't happen. It was Garlett, in fact.
Rob, I want to ask you, I haven't seen any body contact from any Geelong defender on any of the smalls from Carlton. Would you instruct them to get physical on the smaller Indigenous players?
Well, they're certainly bigger and stronger than them, and they haven't been tested that way, you're right. So you'd say this quarter in particular, every time you got a chance to crunch them, fall on them, jump into them, you go for it.
Just that first minute again, I saw Josh Hunt. It was too easy for Eddie Betts, and Garlett was unfortunate not to take a mark in the goal square. So I reckon they're making it too easy for the smalls from Carlton.
Altons over the top of Warnock. Joseph and Ablett.
Just they're not getting much rebound out of their half-back line, the Cats, and credit to Carlton for that. But gee, you look at the figures of players like Harry Taylor, Enright and Hunt, and they are well and truly down. Lonergan's only had the one kick also.
Here's Enright trying to lift. Won't help the cause too much. White able to cut it off. Send the Blues away. Russell, full run of Walker. Happy to kick either foot, Walker, and delivers perfectly that time for Betts. Umpire took a while.
Free kick, in fact, not the mark.
Okay.
Carlton's happy to kick to Betts as a marking player because even though he's so small, he is a very good mark.
Okay, called to play on now. And tries to kick it forward towards Houlihan. Can't get there. Chance at ground level now for Russell, who was outstanding in the first half. Kicking towards the pocket, and well done getting back. The Cats defence led by Josh Hunt, and we'll get a boundary throw in right forward pocket for the Blues.
And that's better from Josh Hunt because Eddie Betts isn't going to take a mark overhead, so I'd start playing in front if you're the Geelong defenders.
Joseph still going with Ablett. Ling on Judd.
Forward of the pack. Well done, Ablett. Lost Joseph there. And kicks from half back towards Steve Johnson. Russell outbodied him. Takes a very good mark. Now, wanted to give it to Armfield. Instead, kicks wide and finds his man. There's Henderson. A few cheers there as Henderson holds onto this one. Kick into the pocket, and Garlick stretches and marks. Will kick from just outside 40 metres. And impressive. They're dominating the early stages of this third quarter.
And Chriso, I'm not sure what you ever did when you're being led to the football. Did you ever decide mid-match to play in front? Because that's what I reckon the Geelong defenders should be doing, because they're being led to the ball far too easily.
Never get led to the footy, did you, Chriso?
No, I was always in front. Garlick kicking for goal, and he's kicked it. Blues by 37. In fact, make that 38. Gee, this is a most impressive Carlton display.
Important that they get the first goal after the main break, because confidence would have been up at half-time. But at the back of the mind, they also would have been thinking, gee, we just can't let Geelong go bang, bang early in this third quarter. To get the next goal is just vital to Carlton.
Scoring shots to 12, and just Carlton's run and spread has been absolutely sensational, and they're running the cats off their legs. They're making them look slow.
Plenty to ponder for Bomber Thompson and his charges. Ottens and Ling generates something out of the middle. Armfield trying to run off Chapman. Links up nicely with Scotland. Good footy out of defence. Houlihan, Mackie, but they're backing themselves now. They're upping the ante and heading forward again. The dangerous trio, Betts, Yarran and Garlett, are running amok. And there's a big grab to Cruiser.
Don't underestimate how good that mark was of Eddie Betts. He hit that ball at 100 mile per hour, and he just went bang. It just stuck. Armfield butted up 2 or 3 times, puts the pass into Betts, and bang, it just stuck. Better still, he was so quick to set it up for Big Cruiser.
Well, if he can put this through, there could almost be no way back for Geelong. It's coming, but not enough. 39 is the margin. Still a long time to go in the game, and as we've said, you're right off Geelong at your own peril, but
Well,
they
last
don't
week,
look like
Hutto,
it do that at the moment.
last week, the Cats kicked 11 goals, 7 in the third quarter.
Do you think that's going to happen here?
No.
Lonigan kicked partly smothered. Chance of Simpson wrapped up by Bartel. Well, great pickup from Cruiser. Walker. Now Carazzo hard up against the line at half forward. Clever little kick inboard. Didn't quite have the carry to a helping that he intended. Now Chapman burrowing in. And the umpire will call for it.
Walker is now up to 15 disposals in the match. Tom Hawkins yet to have a kick.
So a bounce inside the attacking 50 for the Blues. They lead by 39 points. Chance for Chapman. Kicks a barrel, a spiral torpedo towards half forward. Mooney's got to beat a couple. You can get it over, it's probably a good result, and he does. So boundary thrown between wing and half forward for the Cats.
I'd instruct Tom Hawkins to go to the goal square and just stand next to the goal umpire, and you see the handballs. Carlton 116 to 88, running the Cats off their legs.
Selwood dispossessed. McLean likewise couldn't get it through. Rook's able to penetrate. Kelly an initial fumble. Has he recovered well? He has recovered superbly, and that's why you can't count them out.
So you've got to be clean with your hands in tight. Geelong, they get it out to open spaces, and James Kelly, he's a good finisher and just keeps a bit of pressure on the Blues that Geelong aren't going away. They never do.
7 minutes into this third quarter, the Cats have put Selwood in at the centre bounce and moved Gary Ablett to full forward.
Margin 33 points. Warnock versus Ottens. Warnock wins. Murphy can't pick it up. Well tackled by Ottens. Chapman, look out Steve Johnson, you're in trouble, but he got the handball off to Kelly. Good handball through the congestion to Ling. High towards half-forward at the back, Ablett. Yes. Great mark, Gary Ablett. His body strength in that contest was phenomenal. He stood his ground, had the first bite, and then was able to juggle it. As we watch him push back on Joseph, stand his ground, Rob. That is great football.
I think what the mistake Joseph made was that he got involved in close body contact. He just needed to stand back a metre and then leap in and get a fist on it.
Okay, the Cats, perhaps a couple of goals in a minute. He's drilled it. Margin all of a sudden back to 27.
What were we saying about 11 goals in the quarter, Rob?
And again, the work, the centre clearance. Now, the handball from Kelly is a beauty here, setting Ling away. And, Matty, if you get the ball in quickly, you're a chance.
Definitely, and I saw his old man do that a few times. Chriso just leaning back on his fullback and being too strong in the contest. Saw him kick 14 one day against the Bombers.
The Blues need to get a clearance. There's been 7 stoppages in this third term, and Geelong has won the 7. They desperately need to get a ball going their way from a ruck contest.
Back to 27. Warnock had the first influence. Who's going to get the first possession out of there? It looks like it'll be Geelong. Blake and Milburn now with the ball to land on the 50. Not for the faint-hearted down there. Podsy Ardley cleared the path. Ablett happy to oblige. But his kick was well astray. And he looks a little sore, but maybe just tired.
Geelong have also moved Stevie Johnson and Chapman. Haven't had great days inside 50. They've moved those two players in around the midfield to get them into the contest.
Here we go with Walker running off Hawkins again.
So the ball on the wing, chance for the Blues. Comes in board, well done White, hands it off quickly. Now Gibbs with the outside of the boot, looking towards half-forward. Missed opportunity there by Enright. Chance though for Kelly. Mackie, handball missed the target. Carrazzo desperate as he dives in on top of the football. And we'll get a bounce 40 metres from the Carlton goal.
Didn't mind that though. He dropped the mark, Corey Enright, but at least he was in front of his opponent. I think it was Betts there. I think that's what they've got to do. They've got to start to dictate to the Carlton forwards and play in front.
Carlton, they haven't got a ruckman here. Satanta has to go up.
He does it beautifully to McLean. He's wrapped up immediately by Taylor and also Hogan. So
Cruiser will get there now. They just made the ruck change, the Blues.
Blake with authority out into the space. Scotland just missed it for a moment, but he didn't miss the next trick, and he might be able to sneak inside 50 here. How far did he run? He's regained control. Judd with the finishing touches. The Blues storming on at the MCG. Oh, they were millimetres away from it falling apart, but Scotland was able just to regather.
Have a look at the acceleration of Judd. I like the fact that Scotland tries to make the play, tries to make something happen, takes them on. And Juddy says, hey, I'm here. And he just puts the burners on there. Knew what he had to do. 4 or 5 quick, short steps. Just cut away and bang. Was prepared to take the hit to get that last step in to steady. You can see the coach's reaction.
Counted 15 steps there, but when you take the game on like the Blues are, you get the rub of the greens.
33 points the advantage, 2 goals apiece in this third term. Bounce favours Blake. Was taken high. No free kick. Judd burrowing in. Another bounce.
That's it. Hey, Andrew, that's it.
Have a look at that. Gary Ablett helped Chris Judd up. Great sportsmanship.
So Joseph on Ablett. Ling on Judd. Cruiser wins it down to the advantage of Simpson, or he handball back towards Carrazzo. It was under the pump. Cruiser did well. sloppy handball to the feet of Simpson. Did well to pick it up. Now it's Scotland. Here they come again, the Blues. Inside attacking 50. Garlett was touched. Chance for O'Halpin. He's got O'Houlihan in support. But the numbers with the Cats. Milburn coolly kicks across the ground. The mark taken by Selwood.
Who does O'Houlihan play for, Chris?
Chance for Ling. He was under pressure. Ball wide. Boundary throw-in.
He's a new rookie, is he?
It's a cousin of O'Halpin and Houlihan.
He's a blue. That's all that matters, Hutto.
So the margin 33 points. And at the moment, the Blues doing it very well.
They are. Free kick against Blake here. And the advantage is significant because Murphy can send them into 50. Enright's reaction was pretty good. Kelly for Hunt on his wrong side, so can steady it down. Back to Enright. Now Mackey's loose on the wing, or he could go to Rook. Now goes to Mackey. It was terrific vision. Now it opens up for Rook. Johnson or Podsiadly, but no, they're going to go by hand initially. Podsiadly. Adley goes for Bartel, and he can line them up.
It's a wonderful challenge for Geelong, isn't it? To be behind by six goals at one stage. Will they be able to work their way back into the contest? I'm sure they will, but gee, it's a big ask of them to win from here.
Well, their first move, Wolsey, has been get Tom Hawkins off the ground, bring Rook on, so go a smaller forward line. I reckon it's something they have to try.
So Bartel has had 15 disposals. He's had a couple of misses. Oh, that's the worst of the lot. He has missed everything.
So the free kick in the back pocket to be taken by Cruiser. He'll be disappointed with that, Bartel. So Cruiser across the ground. Taken by Russell. That's what's ahead of him. Armfield in the space, 20 metres in front of him, but he ignores that. And eventually he goes to him, and it's okay.
Hold there, Steve.
Done some good things today, Dennis Armfield.
He's super quick.
Well, Walker missed the mark, but it's got plenty of time. With Scotland in support. So the Blues just working it out of defence in a methodical fashion at the moment. Jamieson.
Their field kicking today has been extraordinary, Carlton. They've had 7 ineffective kicks. Geelong have had 11 plus 4 kick clangers where they've really turned it over.
Jamieson forced to kick long along the line. Henderson in the pack. Well done, Lonigan, fisting it over. Boundary throw-in on centre wing.
It's hard to believe, Hutto, that this was the same side that played against the Bombers 2 weeks ago and continually turned the ball over. And I don't know, it's Geelong bringing out the best in them, but they've been good from very early on in the match.
Alton's got the decisive tap. Selwood felt the heat from Judd and McLean. The umpire waved it on. Judd was still going, wasn't worried about the whistle. Chapman sends Geelong forward. Mooney one-on-one with Jamieson. Terrific duel there. Over the top, Mooney gets help from Hogan just to lock it in. Jamieson on the bottom, not giving an inch for Carlton. They are playing inspired footy today. They're hanging on to a 33-point lead at the moment.
And the Cats just can't get the rebound off defence like they usually do. Look at those low numbers there, particularly Harry Taylor, who was just unbelievably good last week, took 15 marks in defence. And the small Carlton forwards have just harassed them.
So, half forward for the Cats. Ottens for Selwood, floated the handball. Hunt tried to pinpoint with the next passage of play and made it difficult for Wojcinski. And a real crack, the Blues. Simpson continues to earn it. Got a free kick. Cross centre half back. The margin's still 33 points.
So Kade Simpson coming in for his 14th disposal at centre half back for the Blues. Into the path of Walker. Oh, gee, he's got great pace and acceleration as he cuts through the Geelong defence. Off to Judd. Forced to go back to McLean, who can assess things from midfield. Kicks towards half forward, but wasn't a great kick. And Milburn slipped in to take the mark. Off to Enright. Leaning centre half back. Selwood running in support. He's got Chapman if he needs him. Chapman now from the right centre wing. Drives it deep. Johnson on a good lead. Russell will need to be good here. He is. Fists it towards the line, and he'll be happy with it over. Well played, Jordan Russell. boundary throw in half forward for the Cats.
Their forward line hasn't functioned. Now, this could be a radical move. Harry Taylor in picture there. He's had the 1 kick for the game and just 2 marks. We do know he is a very good mark. He's always played in the back line for the Cats. I'd switch him into the forward line. Give him 10 minutes up there because you know he can take a contested mark.
Number 1 in the AFL this year, I think, for contested marks. And
it'd be something that Carlton haven't expected. They've got Hawkins off, and that's a good move because he's been troubled by the run of Hawker.
You can bet your bottom dollar other teams will copy this blueprint of the Blues if it is successful. Johnson to Kelly, weaves his way through, gives Mooney and Podsiadly the big chance, and Podsiadly really flew really well for the ball, but just couldn't get the job done. Couldn't get it completed, and it's a ball up.
Rob, I think a mistake they've made today, the Cats, is Jamison. He's the best spoiler I've ever played against in terms of, in the last 2 or 3 years, he's spoiling. He doesn't do much else in terms of run and create. But I'd actually clear Mooney out and play as a decoy and get Podsiadly there on Simon White as one out in the goal square.
Yeah, I think it's a good call.
Armfield playing his own footy. Johnson, just in case there's a mistake, and you know he'll try something, which he does, but they're just not working. Last week he kicked some miraculous goals, but it's 6. This afternoon the cupboard has been pretty bare for Steve Johnson, just 1 goal. Ablett getting some repairs. He has 23 disposals, leading all comers. Chapman 19, Milburn 18 for the Blues, 21 to Judd.
Ottens takes it out, snaps goal, but offline. 32 points.
Carazzo and Walker with 18. Gibbs 17 for the Blues also.
So Jordan Russell at fullback for Carlton.
Hey, look who's in the forward pocket for the Cats.
Oh, that's why you're the best in the business, Rob.
Harry Taylor.
So Russell to himself, and then not a great kick to Gibbs, really makes him work, but Russell follows up, handball to Carazzo. Carazzo's trying to draw a player and handball back to McLean. Needs to be precise here, and is. Mark taken by White at halfback. And off he goes with a couple of bounces. Simon White and a third. Bouncing every 3 metres. 4 bounces and 5. Now he's come to a standstill. Where does he go? He drives it long towards half forward. Not a great kick. And Geelong should mop this up. Enright combines with Hunt. And Hunt can kick to Chapman at centre half back. Now Ablett is free on the wing. He's just on the ground. And they've got opportunities. Kelly running forward of the play. Ablett doesn't see him. Instead, he kicks towards the lead of Hawkins. Can't take the mark. Rodon Gibbs against a much bigger opponent. He wraps him up. What's the umpire going to do here? Umpire McBurney lets it go. The ball comes out. Taylor wrapped up by Joseph. Bounce 60 metres from Geelong's goal.
Arnfield has done a wonderful job on Shannon Burns. Burns just 2 disposals for the game. That's the lowest of any player of the 44. So you've got to say to Arnfield, well done.
Back the head, play on.
McLean has given them a bit more grunt this afternoon.
The interesting thing, Rob, is the matchup on Taylor.
Put the head into his chest.
Much smaller Bryce Gibbs.
Yes, well, now they've changed that. Gibbs is a little bit worried. He's saying to Walker, you get back there. But Jamison says, no, you get back there, Bryce.
Free kick, Carlton.
Just overdid it with the push.
Play on.
Warnock lays it off. A Lucas kick. Carlton was licking the lips. And that's why he was trying to paddle to his own advantage. Ablett was onto it. Mooney's going to have to react straight away. Just drop the ball. Ling can't find a path either. And the Blues continue to contain Geelong's prime movers. And Bomber Thompson has got some serious worries. How close do they need to be at 3/4 time to be a genuine chance, do you think, boys?
I think 4 goals is close enough, Hutto.
Play on.
Warnock towards the boundary line. Houlihan, well wrapped up by Bartel. Spills to Scotland, who just escaped the Hunt tackle. Drives it deep to the goal square. Henderson at the back. Lonigan, destructive fist. Wojcinski needs to be clean here. Can't pick the footy up. He can now. Well tackled by Yaron. And the umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt. Will bounce 5 metres from Carlton's goal.
41 inside 50s to 26. So they are dominating the game. They're just a goal or 2 off putting them away. But the Cats, can they hang in there?
Will it come here? O'Halpin. Quick snap out of the pack is offline.
Chris, come back, please. Gary, take your man out.
Let's see what Enright comes up with. Down the middle to Ling, but not really advancing the cause that much. This is a big moment in the game. 3.5 minutes before three-quarter time. Geelong really need one more to give themselves a bit of a run into three-quarter time. They're going right around the flank.
Was that Milburn who got booed?
Now they're loose here. They just had to get it to Podsiadly. Oh, Taylor, they don't. At the last moment, they work things out. Chapman to launch from outside 50. It was tailing in. But again, missed the target.
It was about 15 years ago that Milburn ran through Steve Silvani.
Carlton bringing out of defence very quickly. Scotland just slicing through the zone that Geelong applied to Gibbs. Long towards half forward in front. Well done, Enright. Taken though by Hall. Cruiser from 30. Misses by a long way. Out in the full, in fact.
They could have buried the Cats in this quarter, the Blues.
I hope they'll be well aware of this, the delicate nature of this situation, how Geelong can put goals together in a rush. It does get that feeling that one more will be enough for them. Or at least would make them breathe a little easier. Bartel did everything but take the mark. Work to do still for Rook and Ling, and back for Bartel. Up along the line to Harry Taylor, who needed to be pretty dexterous there, and unfortunately for him, he's given it straight up. He gets good help though. Bartel, Kelly arrives on the scene. Cleverly done to Chapman. Instantly went to the voice of Ling. Now Hawkins, big moment for him. Hits it hard and does well. A few ironical cheers. Ablett goes for distance and goes for Podsiadly. And in his very short time in AFL footy, he's already had one crucial kick in his debut, which he put through for a goal late in the game against Freo. But this is a pretty big one for him.
Gee, the Ablett kick. Have a look at it. He just squeezes it round the corner. He says to Podsiadly, hey, I'm going to put it out in front of you. And he just waited for the kick. It was just perfect for a forward to lead into.
Well, this is what he was recruited for, to mark and to goal. And it has not been the day in front of the sticks for James Podsiadly. That is 3 behinds.
It just didn't follow through on that kick, and we've seen Jimmy Bartel miss a couple also. But Rob, you made that point. I reckon there's about 2 or 3 on each team who actually direct the forward where to kick. The rest wait. The 2 for me were Hurd and Rioli. Actually directed you where to kick, where to lead.
There's Scotland's got it, but there's a good look at this 18-man zone that Geelong are employing. Wide to Armfield, who plays on, confronted by Ablett. So he decides to go back 40 metres back to his defensive goal square, and the mark's taken by Russell. And there's that signal you love, Rob, holding the ball aloft.
Well, I reckon the Blues have only kicked the 2 goals in this quarter, but they've had so much more control. It's a little bit disappointing with those missed shots.
So call to play on for Carrazzo, kicks it short. Mark taken by White.
This is what Brett Ratton said over the summer that they would be able to do, Rob. About to hold other teams up. They'd seen consecutive goals kicked against them by many sides, like Brisbane in that final last year.
There's no doubt the message has gone out. Less than 2 minutes to play, and just keep possession of the footy.
Good kick from Russell. Back to White. And a loose player on the wing. The crowd alerting White to that, but instead he goes short to Simpson. So just maintaining control with 20 seconds on the clock. And Geelong not getting back to man up. You've got Lucas in the goal square if Scotland wants. He uses him. And Lucas can run. He's in plenty of space. So they've seen off the danger, the Blues. Good kick to Joseph. And sets up a tantalising final quarter at the MCG.
You might be onto something there, Rob. 33 points the margin. He did just disappear for a minute or so. Out of the middle, Judd, as he's been doing all day, getting Carlton first opportunity up forward. And Eddie Betts, he relishes the space. Doesn't do much with them, though, on this occasion. Mackie with the clean-up job, and Kelly. Lonergan gets the 360 treatment. Ling cleans up the mess. Wojcinski goes for a dash, and it's pretty bold. It's brave. And he's got them pumping. The legs take them, but unfortunately the kick didn't match the rest of the run. Still might give Chapman. It kept on running and running. It was almost an amazing goal. Wojcinski giving them at least a score and a bit of momentum, perhaps.
Positive signs there. Only a minute in, but exactly what you want to see the Cats doing.
Russell short, Simpson. And man on man pretty much Geelong, not employing any sort of zone. Handball off to Gibbs. Joseph running off Ablett. And Aaron Joseph gets an accommodating bounce and has a bounce himself, if you don't mind. Takes on Ablett and doesn't outrun him. Gee, that was a mistake. Perhaps had options to go to. Butters up for a second effort. Ablett again applies a tackle. And the umpire's going to ping him, I reckon.
Aaron Joseph, a man's got to know his limitations.
But how good was that from Ablett?
I know, it was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Ablett's kick is effective. Milburn. Wobbly old kick towards Podsiadly. Well done, White. Put enough pressure on. Podsiadly knocks back towards the pocket, but the boundary line too close. So 32-point, the Carlton advantage. A boundary throw in Geelong's left forward pocket.
Warnock and Ottens, Henderson, back to a host of teammates. Armfield, Simpson. Milburn seems to have this one under control. Just lifting maybe Geelong here. They need to. 32 points is a big hurdle to overcome. No real confidence in the eyes there of Darren Milburn. So he handballs to Ling, who was flat-footed and not expecting it.
This is most un-Geelong-like, Matty.
It is, and there comes a time where you've just got it. Brad Ottens are sitting 20 metres out from goal. You've just got to put it up there, and that's what we saw from Essendon yesterday. Just too much over-possessing of the football, and it gets you in trouble.
Ablett back in the thick of it. He takes on all comers, but overwhelmed by numbers, and Murphy initially showed the clean pair of heels, but the kick was influenced by a desperate lunge. Geelong not giving in. Burns, good delivery for Podsiadly, who doesn't think he can kick it from there. Mackie goes for Hawkins. The challenge is there for Tom Hawkins. One, but not two. At the back, the Blues again spring into action. O'Helpin sets Gibbs away. And onto the wing where Eddie Betts. Did he get him? Oh, the umpire took a while, and then he decided to give it.
Had a good think about it. So Betts on centre wing. Not a great kick. Poor kick, in fact, on the left boot, and he's not happy.
Start outside the line, that's it.
Umpire McBurney issuing the instructions to Wojcinski, who kicks back inboard to Burns.
I reckon I've seen Geelong's work rate lift in the first 3 minutes, Wolsey. I reckon they're looking to come. They've just got to get that first goal, and I reckon they're back in this.
Great mark to Ablett. Joseph overcommitted, but not too much to go to. So he handballs wide to Mackie, who under pressure kicks towards half forward. In front, Steve Johnson. Well, front and centre was Chapman. Just put his head straight into Russell. Good umpiring. No free kick there.
He did very well to stay. He did very well to stay out of your head. That was a good tackle.
So there you go, the compliment from umpire McBurney. A bounce 50 metres from Geelong's goal. They need one.
Play on. Max Hook's been held by the arm. Max Hook's been held by the arm.
Gee,
okay.
The umpire who's given that call is 100 metres away from it. Of the three umpires, he was the furthest away.
He kicks long towards the goal square. Taylor can't get up. Free kick. Another one. Umpire's busy at the start of this final quarter.
You had to jump when you held.
Well, they've made all the play, Matty. You're right. They've been hard at it. Carlton defending at the moment. Now he's just got to kick this. The big fella's missed a couple of easy ones. He's got to kick this, get it back to the centre, get the clearance, and it's game on. Well, even though Carlton's still got this handy lead, they're so good.
Brett Ratton not happy. He's kicked 3 behinds. Pretty easy ones. Oh.
You know what he did, Matty? He took 3 steps. He only took about 3 steps before he kicked it, and the nerves get to you.
4 behinds for Podsiadly this afternoon.
Oh, the nerves might be not just restricted to those kicking for goal. Kicking it out can be tough as well. Jamison, just ask him. Carazzo, former Cat rookie. And now Hunt comes with a rush into the forward pocket. And Ablett Even he doesn't necessarily want the responsibility of having the shot. He'll have to now.
I reckon the last 5 kicks, and they've been from both teams, the last 5 kicks have been shockers. Let's see if the little champ can get things back on track.
And scoreboard pressure, it is so important. I know when a team makes a run at you, you look up and you start getting nervous. He needs to nail this for Geelong's confidence also.
From 50, a little skip, a little jump. Of course he can. Of course he can. It's back to 25.
And even the defenders who have been critical of, they are in front, they seem aggressive, they look to be running hard, and that creates so much for your forwards.
Big news and bad news for Carlton fans. Andrew Walker didn't come out of the rooms after the three-quarter time break. You can see there the arm in a sling. He's had all sorts of problems with that shoulder in the past, boys. It's the one taped up. It doesn't look good. They're down to 3 on the bench, and this is a terrible story for the Blues and Walker.
Oh, that is terrible news. All right, Howie, thanks for that. Ablett somehow got the handball off to Chapman. Mackie running off half-back, accepts the pass, had to break stride, so needs to reassess. Kick towards half-forward. In front, Hawkins slips through his hands. At the back, Russell. Clean pick-up. Now needs to be effective with his boot. He is. And the mark's taken by Scotland. Still in defence of 50 for the Blues.
Chris Judd has to rally the Blues. He's had 1 touch in this last quarter. Ling is going step for step with him.
Only had 3 touches, Chris Judd, in the third term, Rob.
Yeah, well, he's slowed right down, hasn't he, since half-time, and you've got to give credit to Ling for that.
So Carazzo crossed the ground, missed the mark. Gibbs kept running straight at the footy. Well played, Bryce Gibbs. From centre half-back, delivers wide into the path of Joseph, who's trying to run off Ablett in this final term. Decides to kick this time. Good advice. Yaron marks 45 from goal. Carlton, you think they can kick one more? Gee, it's going to make it hard for Geelong. The margin is 25 points. And Chris Yaron taking plenty of time. You can see his eyes. He's not confident. Nothing on, so he settles over the ball to try and put the Blues 31 points in front. 50 metres. That is an outstanding kick from Chris Yaron. What a goal! The quick reply from the Blues. Margin back out to 31 points. It's a long way home from here for the Cats.
It is. And Aaron Joseph there, a nice kick under pressure for Chris Yaron, and they have all stood up inside 50 today. We're worried about their body size, but it hasn't worried them, and it's been their strength. There's critical contests in a match, and Harry Taylor had to make body contact with Bryce Gibbs, hit him down the middle. He put one arm out, and it resulted in a goal down the other end. That was a crucial contest that they should have won.
Last time you did that, Lloydie, you got it in a world of trouble.
Yeah, just got to get lower.
Selwood to Bartel. Still coming, the Cats. Hogan.
150 right.
Even though Steve Johnson was sweating and ready to take it. Let's see if Taylor can make contact with the ball. He's got a free, I reckon. He's got a free against Jamieson.
He held his position, Harry Taylor, there, Lloydie, and he got wrestled from behind. And no doubt the grab over the shoulder, the hit over the head, it's a free kick. Gee, that news on Andrew Walker is very, very sad for Carlton.
So Harry Taylor pops it through. And again, it's back to 25.
There's the hold and the free kick against Jamieson, who's been an outstanding player today. Centre clearances are the key for the Cats.
We saw Andrew Walker down in the rooms. This is the 20-minute mark of the third quarter. He's had all sorts of concerns. You see that right shoulder. He rolls onto it. Max Rook comes over the top of him. His arm is in a sling. Really, really bad news for the Blues and Andrew Walker.
Cruiser, a beautiful tap to McLean, who kicks it wide. Chapman tracks it, knees it to Hunt. On the non-dominant foot, he kicks towards the wing. Well done. That was great stuff from Lucas. The impressive young man. Outstanding against the Crows last week.
And over the last 2 weeks, he has intercepted the ball from opposition more than any other player for Carlton. So obviously anticipation, one of his great strengths.
You can just see Cameron Ling just right of screen on Chris Judd. Everywhere Judd goes, he's a centimetre behind him.
Bartell's handball a little too fierce for Chapman, who couldn't control it. As a consequence, another ball up on the wing.
Just the resolve of the man. Chris Judd had an outstanding first half, and Ling has put the brakes on third quarter and 12 minutes into this final.
Blake. Chance for Cruiser though, and he tracks it to the line, so a boundary throw.
And the inside 50s, it's been 7-1 in favour of the Cats, just showing their dominance in this first 11 minutes.
Not reflected on the scoreboard though at this stage, is it? Importantly for Carlton.
Just missed a few, but they are coming, Hutto.
Ottens tries to guide it to Ablett, and clean in the way, so another bounce.
Cam Mooney's at centre-half forward for the Cats on Jamison. I agree with you, Matty Lloyd. Just get out of the way. Get out of the way, because Jamison's a good defender.
Ablett, well, he kicks to that contest. Mooney and Jamison. Mooney can't quite take it with the second attempt. Well done, Lucas. Got across to assist his teammate. And a casual bounce, if you don't mind, across half-back from the youngster. Good kick too. Houlihan kept his feet. Milburn didn't. Houlihan around the body. High and wide. Ball close to the line and over. So a boundary thrown between wing and half forward for the Blues.
And the point is, if Mooney gets out of the way, takes Jamison away, probably Carlton's best defender, it just means that young Simon White is left on Podziali. We know Podziali can mark it.
Slick stuff from Alton. 71,000 watching on. Kelly to Enright. Cats clicking into gear. Have they left their run too late? Selwood, aimless kick. It still might be a chance. No. Terrific mark for the Blues. Taken by White. Oh, and that could almost be 50. Just on the edge. Armfield takes it.
Move it on, play on. You, mate.
Oh, again, open the door. They're just starting around.
You just sense, Matty, that Carlton's run has really died away in this final term.
It has, and I've noticed Paul Chapman, he's now up to 26 disposals. I reckon he's been great in their run forward in this last quarter.
Just starting to fray only ever so slightly around the edges, the Blues. Have they done enough? Ablett won't die wondering. Hogan, handball, handball, handball. Kelly out wide, that'll be far enough for a mark to Selwood. Standing start, top of the goal square. Mooney and Steve Johnson. Oh, but Gibbs, the young Tyro coming through nicely. Done to Yaron. He's been outstanding, Bryce Gibbs. He's had 25 disposals, and he's set the Carlton side away again. Murphy, time to wait and see what was on offer. Wasn't a great choice, but it doesn't do any damage. Now Scotland skips through and goes to Satanta. And it's on his boot for the Blues. It's good night, Cats, if he kicks truly here.
This will test him.
They just haven't functioned up forward, have they, Rob? The Cats, or we're probably taking a lot away from the defenders, because Jordan Russell has been sensational on Stevie Johnson. You'd have to pay great credit to Jamison on Mooney, but they just haven't had any winners.
No, and Walker did his job on Hawkins up until he was injured.
Bomber Thompson struggling to look. Satantaro helping. A massive kick. Heart pumping. He gets it right, or does he? Yes, he does. It swings back, swings through, and the Blues are home.
Well, when the big fella took the mark, and it was a nice little chip pass to him by Scotland. Have a look at Satanta. He says, "Settle down, settle down. I know what it's. I know I can kick this." And he followed up with actions, all important actions.
So Tanero helping, and look at the reaction from coach Brett Ratton.
This is a triumph for Brett Ratton today. I mean, I know it's only a home and away match, but 2 weeks ago, talkback radio full of calls asking for Ratton to be sacked, all that sort of stuff, and they've come back so well.
Ablett brilliant out of the centre, off to Enright.
Spot on, Hutto.
Kick towards half forward, ball to the back. Taylor tries to elude the white tackle. Handball into the path there of Hogan, and Gibbs paddles it through, disguises it well. Rush behind.
Been an amazing quarter. 16 minutes in. Carlton's taken it into their forward 50 twice.
Now, an incident a little earlier. Mark Thompson looks on. Now, this is Dennis Armfield running straight into the back of the umpire. Now, he had his eyes on the ball, so anything in that, Matty?
No, nothing at all.
6 weeks.
Just another bad miss, Hutto. 9 goals, 14. It cost them a premiership, and just he stabbed at that ball 15 metres out, directly in front.
He should have boomeranged.
Mackie into the 50 again. There's Carlton defenders lining up. Jamison. He's got Garlett. Wouldn't mind a chance for 1 or 2 more for the Blues, and just drive it into the space and let his little mates do the work. They're going to have to here because it wasn't well directed. Chapman. Rudzinski. Oh, who was that to? Satanta was directly to. Lonergan disposes of him illegally, says the umpire.
Given a couple of crude free kicks this afternoon, Lonergan.
He did have the ball, I guess, when he tackled him. It's just maybe was it a little too over exuberant with the dumping. Simpson. And all of a sudden you look at the Carlton midfield, and when Judd's there, it makes the others all look a lot better. But Simpson's a damaging player, hasn't had his best ever game today, but still 21 disposals and gives them a lot of run.
He's a bloke you love having the ball in your hands. He's had the most kicks for Carlton at the start of this season.
Might favour if he can just bring it back. His left foot clearly didn't.
Wolsey, one for you. How much better have the Blues been in the last 2 weeks with the skipper in the side?
He's just the marvellous player and a terrific leader for them. I'm just disappointed he didn't come back a week earlier and beat your mob.
But you haven't beaten us for about the last 6 or 7 times. So.
Rudzinski missed the target. It was aimed at Mackie. Coming in, Blake didn't do too much. Yaron, little toe poke. Simpson, Garlett, and some icing on the cake for the Blues.
It looks as if this is going to be a similar result to round 19 last year, which I think was 35 points. It's now 36, and yet Geelong, a lot of people were writing them off after that game last year. They did recover and win a flag.
I'll never write them off again, Hutto. I spoke before the season and I think the Dogs are the team to beat, but in terms of top 4, no doubt they'll be thereabouts. Whether they've got enough to win it could depend on leg speed.
Off to Milburn. Back inside the corridor with Rudzinski. Drives it long. Ottens is the target. And Brad Ottens marks. Off to Burns, who's been very quiet. Runs to 50, kicks towards the goal square. One out there is Steve Johnson. Well done, Russell. Got a hand in there. Still a chance for Steve Johnson. Around Judd. No, not quite. Couldn't do it. Ping, gone. Free kick, Judd.
Carlton supporters love it. Just love it. It's their hero who's brought down Stevie Johnson. Can't play his tricks on him.
And Jordan Russell in the one-on-one. Got to give him credit also.
Yeah, he's been sensational for them today. Steve Johnson coming off 6 goals. By the way, Garlett's had 18 disposals and kicked 3 goals. Kicked 3 last week as well, but the 18 disposals is a career best.
Wolsey, we always, or Essendon always thought we'd get the Blues in a shootout. But today, 68 tackles to Geelong's 54, and they've won more of the football. So that says they've got the balance right, definitely today.
Mark taken by Bartel. Long inside attacking 50. Oh, geez, doing it all. Chris Judd.
Don't they love it?
Disposal number 27. And off to his teammate. Gibbs, who chips to Scotland. Gibbs has had 29. And content just to maintain possession now, the Blues. It's been a wonderful performance.
One for you, Wolsey. Who from Geelong has won a contest today?
Who from Geelong has won a contest? Gee, that's a good question. This is a team that has done it so well for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yaron couldn't take the mark. Carazzo happy to see that.
Aside from Ablett, it's hard to pick one.
Yeah.
So a free kick to Lonergan. He kicks towards half forward. He'll direct it. That's it. What a wonderful victory by the Blues. They've taken it to the reigning premier and beaten them at their own game.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.